So hi everyone, NVIDIA has recently released a new model, Nemotron-70B based on Llama 3.1 architecture, and this model has set to be beaten GPT4 and Claude 3.5 on multiple benchmarks. So in this particular tutorial, we will be going through the model and try to have a detailed review around it. So basically why it is so big, because the model is just 70 billion parameters, which is comparatively way less than Claude 3.5 or GPT-4o. So such a small model beating out these big LLMs, the named ones, is a big thing. Apart from that, it's the first model from NVIDIA which is making some waves, breaking out some generative AI benchmarks. Talking about the benchmarks it has hit is Arena Hard, Alpaca Eval 2 and MT Bench. So I'll be explaining you what are these benchmarks also. So here first of all you can have a comparison what all these three models Llama 3.1 Nemotron, Claude 3.5 and GPT-4 score on these benchmarks. So here you can see that on Arena Hard, the model has actually outperformed both the models by a decent margin. In case of Alpaca Eval 2, the difference is just zero point 0.1 with GPT-4. And on empty bench, also the difference is not that great, but for Arena Hard, the difference is quite huge. Now, if you don't know about these metrics, Arena Hard, it is a score reflects the model performance on Arena Hard benchmark, which consists of 500 challenging user queries sourced from Chatbot Arena, a crowdsourced platform for evaluating language models. So basically, it's sort of a data set. Talking about the second one, that is Alpaca Eval 2. So Alpaca Eval 2 is a single prompt benchmark, because you just give an input, you get an output. Something like that. It is not multi-turn. Empty bench is a multi-turn. It utilizes a fixed set of 805 instructions, all singleton prompts, that are representative of typical user interactions, drawn from Alpaca Farm evaluation set. Empty bench is a multi-turn benchmarking where you are having multiple prompts. So it's more of a conversation you can think of. A user prompts in a query, it gets a response, he again prompts in a query. So the benchmark consists of 80 high-quality multi-turn questions that challenge the conversational abilities of LLMs. Now, one more important point you must be thinking, that how come NVIDIA came into the picture, what unique they did. So there are two things mainly that they did differently. One is RLHF using reinforcement algorithm. So RLHF, reinforcement learning with human feedback. I think this is a term you might be hearing a lot, that I've already covered on my channel separately. What is RLHF? So you can check that out. Reinforced algorithm is a type of reinforcement learning algorithm that I've already covered in my channel as well while covering my reinforcement learning series. So you can check that out as well. So one thing is that they have used reinforced algorithm for the RLHF process. Apart from that, in reinforcement learning, there is a very crucial concept called as reward model. So once a model does the right thing, what reward it should be given. So that is done using machine learning models. So here they have involved two things. So they have created a new model, Llama 3.1 Nemotron-70B reward model. The primary function of this model is to act as a reward model that accesses the quality of the response generated by the LLM and give it a reward for it. So when we say a reward means that a human preference. Like for example, at times if you are using Chat GPT, you might be getting a prompt that if you can say whether the feedback was, whether the output was good or bad. So something like that. Now the LLM is evaluating whether the output generated is good or bad. So in this way, the reward model is generated, and there is a new concept called as helps tier 2 preference prompts. These prompts guide the model towards producing more helpful and relevant answers. So what does this include? So it includes detailed user feedback on various tasks, capturing specific preferences and overall rating. So preference annotation, user indicate their preferred responses and provide reasons for their choice, enriching the dataset. So if you remember on ChatGPT, at times you get two windows coming together. Which response you prefer? Something very similar to that. Annotations come with human written justification, offering context to user preferences. So it's not just that the user is providing the preference, also the reason why he preferred the first answer or the second answer. Filtered out tasks with significant disagreement among annotators to ensure high quality data. So if there is a disagreement over a result that annotator A is liking but the annotator B is not liking, that is getting rejected. So basically it's a high quality prompt library sort of, you can think of, where you have the user preferences also, what user is expecting, alongside the reasons why he preferred the answer. So these are the three things that came in new. One is RLHF using reinforce, second is the reward model, and the third one is the helps tier 2 preference prompts. Now, to be honest, the model has created quite the buzz, and rightly so. No offense into that, but I feel that the model is a little overhyped because multiple reasons. The results that are shown are on just three benchmarks on which it is beating GPT-4 and Claude 3.5 Sonnet. There are many other benchmarks that have been skipped. Apart from that, GPT-4 has multimodal capabilities. Nemotron doesn't have. So I think the comparison, I'm not sure. The capabilities with GPT-4o are more as compared to Nemotron. Apart from that, Claude 3.5 Sonnet has always been promoted as the best LLM for programming, right? And all the three benchmarks that are used doesn't have any coding specific evaluation. So I think that is also the case. Claude 3.5 Sonnet might still be the best for programming. Early user feedback says that the model is decent but not the best on Reddit or on other social media platform. And as already mentioned, lack of traditional benchmarking is there. Certain major benchmarks have been missed out. So once they come out or the people evaluate, I think then the whole picture might come in. How to use the model? The model is available on NVIDIA page build.nvidia.com alongside as well as on Hugging Face as well. So with this, we wrap this up. I hope you try out Nemotron 70B. I would be soon releasing a tutorial on how to run it in your local system. Thank you so much.